All right, let's go to the Rockies, DJ. What are your thoughts over here on what you think this fucked up club that overpaid has their star Nolan Arenado wanting out of this huge 8-year contract, hundreds of $1 million, doesn't even talk to his manager, the actual manager of the Rockies, Jeff Bridich. This is a problem team with a bad offense. What's going on here, DJ? What's the win total? What are we thinking?
I don't know. I'm a Coors Field fader. You know, I usually jump on that early in the season. The Rockies and the Rockies at home for one is one thing. The Rockies on the road is another thing. But with all the changes they made right there, we don't know what the mix is going to come out. But that elevation just plays so much into their whole, overall everything. I don't really find myself jumping on the Rockies in a lot of positions. I find myself fading them more than anything. But I don't know. It's a crapshoot for them right now. You know what I'm saying? They're going to put together what they have already and try to make something out of it. And they'll probably stay right there in the same position they did last year. The Rockies going to be the Rockies. It kind of reminds you of, some of the other professional teams that just sit there, like the Angels, shall I say.
Yeah. So for the Rockies last year, they were 71-91. They started the year 40-34 through June, and they were leading the wild card. Then they went 31-57 the rest of the year. This team is projected. Team total is 73.5. I got them at 74 wins. Basically, they really didn't make many changes at all to their team from last year. They're bringing back basically the same team. John Gray, the rotation. John Gray, he had a 3.84, 150 Ks over 150 innings, so he's their ace. He's good. Then we go now here start the question marks. Herman Marquez. So he had a 3.67 ERA on the road, 15 starts. At home, 6.26 ERA at home with 13 starts. Then we got Kyle Freeland, who had 21% home run rate in 2019. He was back and forth from the minors. Antonio Senzatella, who knows we're getting out of him. Chichi Gonzalez or Jeff Hoffman in the 5 spot. Jeff Hoffman at a 6.56 ERA over 15 starts. Then we go to the bullpen. Wade Davis was terrible last year, 8.65 ERA over 50 appearances. So Scott Oberg, who is the setup man, they signed him to a 3-year, $13 million in the offseason. He was shut down last year with a blood clot. He did have a 2.25 ERA over 56 innings, so he's solid. But now their whole lineup is bringing back the same lineup as last year. David Dahl, Trevor Story, Blackman, Arenado, Daniel Murphy, basically the exact same team as last year. So I don't expect this team to be much better than the 71 wins last year. I gave them 2 more wins.
I mean, I agree with everything. I mean, let's face it, this fucking offense sucks. If you put with the adjusted field metric that we have with Coors Field, if you have every player on that roster, the only person who is somebody who's expected to help a team win is Arenado, Trevor Story, and Blackman on that whole roster in any other field. That's it. Put any team in Coors Field as their home field. They will look like stars someday smashing the ball out of the park. The worst part about the Rockies is how much money they have tied up into that disaster of a bullpen that we saw. And not only that, they have nobody in the pipeline. There's nothing to do here. They don't even have hitters really in the pipeline. It's just a problem organization that the general manager needs to be fired immediately. Yeah. This whole thing needs to be overhauled. They need to get a better statistical mind in there in order to create something here that can create some hope for the future of the Rockies. It's cool. They went on a little playoff run a couple years ago. They're not doing shit. This is probably going to be, with the Giants, the worst 2 teams in the NL West. I don't see them going anywhere for a few years. Hopefully they can get something together because there is some huge talented stars, maybe one or Arenado on the Rockies. And that's about it. So I think they're stuck, man. They're stuck here in the NL West, the bottom of the NL West.
Yeah, they'll probably trade Arenado before the trading
just
deadline.
Signed an $8 million or a $200-something million contract for 8 years, not even talking to his manager, his general manager. I mean, there's some drama over here. He don't want to be there.
Yep.
Sports Talk. What up, though? Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.